brings you to the following presentation of the National Football League. And now, faithful, please welcome your 2025 San Francisco 49ers.
Here's the former Florida Gator, Eddie Pinheiro, to get us started. And we are underway on Sunday night primetime. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. So here are the Bears now for their opening drive. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
I tell you what, when he's on schedule for that week, secondaries take notice because you've got to stay alert back there on every snap. A truly powerful arm, one that's capable of challenging any level of the defense on any given play. That's why so many scouts preach arm talent when preparing for the NFL draft. A quarterback with arm strength to make every throw in the book, he's an asset to have in any offense.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
A little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
First carry for DeAndre Swift. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A yard in the wrong direction makes third down tougher. Third down and 9.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
To throw, it's Williams. He's got his man. That's a Dunze. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And the Bears first down. First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
That's really good play design right there, and it's one that comes down to the offensive line. It's a deep in route, but it's only going to work if that line gives you time in the pocket to wait for the route to develop. Mission accomplished there as they pick up the first down.
And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. Another good gain. That's now 35 yards combined on those last two plays.
Anytime a team goes on the road, there's always that little bit of fear that maybe they could be affected by the hometown crowd. But this is where game planning really came into play. They talked about it all week. Go in there, establish yourselves. With that run right there, that slows down the crowd and gives them a lot of confidence.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Once again, it's Swift. They juked him. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
Bears first down. First and 10 at the 20.
You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game. And it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. DJ Moore, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Bears will claim the early lead as they're on the board first here tonight. They got to love that. 9-play drive results in 6 points.
That means they're doing the dictating. That means that they've described how the game's going to go. They're playing at their tempo, at their pace. If you're on the other side of the ball, if you're playing defense, defense is not methodical. They've got to go in there and shake things up and create a little havoc.
Santos with the extra point. And that makes the score 7-0.
49ers nothing.
A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it concludes with a touchdown reception by DJ Moore. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So here's the first drive now for the 49ers. And trotting out there leading them is their 4th-year quarterback.
This is what this man was born for, the big spotlight on the national stage like this. Really, his entire career has demonstrated incredible poise no matter what type of situation his team was in. No situation is too big for him, and you can tell in the way that he takes the field. His self-belief is evident, and he gets the job done in his mind each and every time. Hold on a second. Was that the fullback? That was the fullback. Who says it? The slot receivers are the only guys who can catch the football and get big yardage after the catch. Really nice job there, showing good hands and an ability to get upfield.
First carry for Christian McCaffrey. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Excellent defensive play by Dominic Robinson, beating the line and dropping him for a loss.
Well, that's not an easy play for a defensive end because most of his responsibility has him getting upfield and working, but how about his vision to see where the play was going, crashed down inside, and tackled him for a loss.
Throwing here, Purdy. Pass caught by Pearsall. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards.
3rd and 10.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Here's Purdy. This one to the sideline. He's got it. A nice job to keep the feet in, but he is a bit short here of a first down. Call it a pickup of 3, and also now likely a punt on their opening drive.
And Brandon, as you know, sometimes it's a lot tougher to run with these tight ends nowadays in the NFL, but just bigger wide receivers. He lined up on the left side of the formation, ran a drag route across the field, and tried to work his way open. He was able to make the catch, but the defenders were there, couldn't do a whole lot with it afterwards.
Very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Bears take over. Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. Look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
We've seen quite a bit of the short passing game here early on first quarter, haven't we?
We have, and I think it works a couple of ways for this team because, number one, you throw the short game until they stop it. And if they're not going to stop it, you keep throwing it, and occasionally you'll break a tackle and turn it into a bigger game. All of a sudden, if they start to creep up, start to pressure receivers, now you go over the top,
take it deep, and now you get some of those big shots downfield.
No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. To the air, Williams. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
That's what you're going to need to do against those big receivers. You got to get in there and get physical with them. That time he got in close, got in tight, and knocked the ball away.
Here comes the Bears punter now.
Back deep for the Niners, Sky Moore.
Calls for the fair catch, makes the fair catch just inside the 15-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the 49ers will take over deep in their own territory.
Purdy will set up the throw here.
And he's taken down. Back at his own 7.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Brandon, that just looked like a lot of confusion to me at the line of scrimmage. I don't think the offense had any idea of who was coming on the blitz and who was dropping off.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
Play action, and now here's Purdy to throw it. Well, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time, lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. 3rd down. Here's McCaffrey. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. And a fair catch called for and taken right on the midfield stripe. And they call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
There's a short throw. It's caught by Kmet.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A Chicago 1st down there on a gain of 11.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not even going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
They'll fake the give. Now Williams. That's downfield. He's got Loveland.
And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
Bears, 1st down.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
They will run straight ahead with Swift.
And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Off the play fake, it's Williams. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
They'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish him as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
Williams looking to do it himself.
And he takes this one in for a Bears touchdown.
Caleb Williams
Taking it in from 11 yards out.
And the Bears are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead.
He hit him earlier in this first quarter with his arm. Now he does it with his legs.
Right now, he's one of those stat stuffers that you see on the basketball court. You know, the guy with points, rebounds, assists, steals. One with the arm, one with the legs. Let's see if he can continue this pace.
And sending out the reminder that, yeah, look, I'm known for having an arm, but I can do it with the legs on occasion when I need to. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and it's now 14-0.
49ers nothing.
The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And in the end, the finishing touch, an 11-yard run. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field.
Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That play doomed from the start thanks to the defensive effort of Grady Jarrett.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
This one to Bourne, and he's got it. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a first down.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They've needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
And he's going to get this inside the 30. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
Purdy now to throw.
That's caught by Jennings. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Here's a first and 10 at the 14-yard line.
A handoff, McCaffrey running right. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown.
Christian McCaffrey.
14 yards.
And the 49ers are back within a score.
A strong, determined run there, Charles, to get in for 6 points.
This is why it's such a team game, isn't it? And I know it sounds really generic and it sounds almost trite, but the blocks were made up front, offensive line, collective victory at the line of scrimmage and downfield. And how about the finish to the run all the way into the end zone?
Eddie Pinheiro now for the extra point. And that one makes it 14-7. So the drive there took 6 plays. And the last play on the drive, the touchdown run from Christian McCaffrey. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And able to get this out to the 25. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Swift going to try up the middle.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards. But also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he will have the Bears first down as he'll be marked down a yard or 2 past the marker following a gain of 6.
They can absolutely feel the thought process there. They just gave up the touchdown. So in the huddle, they're telling each other, you don't want to give it back now on a 3-and-out. Nice job of making sure that they wouldn't, and they pick up the first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. 55 yards rushing for him now as he has gotten the night off to a hot start.
Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
But now he appears to be in some pain. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. To throw, Williams. That's complete right side to Kmet.
And he's out of bounds. Almost gets to the 10. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
I got kicked out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
That's a really nice play, able to stack that one up. When they get back in the huddle, he's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain. Trying to run inside, but nothing there.
2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
That run wasn't a big breaker, but I don't think the guys on offense mind very much. They've got a nice drive going, and they might just be luring the defense in a little bit. They could probably come back with a play action, maybe go over the top. But right now, on this drive, their playbook is open.
Williams from the gun on 3rd down.
And that is, I think he caught it. He did, but they'll say out of bounds. It'll be incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
For the field goal, a 27-yard attempt.
Santos' kick is up and through, and they will move up by 10 now, 17-7. So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no win. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Well, the 49ers settling in for their next drive. A long drive last time out for this offense, Charles. If you remember, they started basically in the shadows of their own end zone, marched it down the field, and a lot of that was through the passing game.
And, partner, as a former defensive back, I'm having a physical reaction watching what's happening right now. But let's give credit where it's due because they've done an excellent job moving the ball through the air. Secondary getting picked apart pass by pass. Obviously, they need to make some adjustments there on the back end.
Yeah, because offensively, we know that they're not going to be shy about throwing that football. They go play action here. Purdy. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Well, anytime he reads man coverage, I don't think it's going to be the only time he'll try and hit that route to the outside in this game. He'll test the perimeter, but that time, they were up to the challenge.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Purdy. Now he's going to step up and run.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter.
After one, 17-7 the score on EA Sports. The 49ers with the football here to begin the second quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now an option play, and he'll keep it.
It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's 2nd down.
Oh, man, that wasn't far from breaking in a big way into the secondary. Read option, quarterback kept it, and while he didn't get a 1st down, he did get a nice chunk of yardage. Only a nice tackle prevented it from maybe going all the way.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and 5.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep.
And that is well read there defensively. He was looking to use his speed to get the edge, but they said no way.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with a loss. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
1 1st down here, and that's all, folks. Good work by this defense to hold things in check and force a punting situation.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The Bears offense and running back DeAndre Swift headed back onto the field. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big hole after big hole to run through in this first half. There's a short throw. It's caught by Komet.
And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Looking to throw is Williams. Oh, he had a man running free, but he overshot him, and it's incomplete.
Oh, that's one as a quarterback when you put both hands on your helmet and say, I can't believe I just did that. If he puts a little more touch on that ball, the receiver's still running. Instead, it's just an incomplete pass.
Throwing is Williams.
He's going to look deep for more. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
Here comes the Bears punter now, as he'll kick it away for the second time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. It's a 45-yard punt, just a 1-yard return. And the Niners will go on offense, 1st and 10.
San Francisco set to go on offense once more. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
Got the connection here to Bourne. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. That'll be a pickup of 10 as they try to recover from this 10-point deficit.
Well, this hasn't really been a first half to remember on either side of the ball, but I think this kind of makes this an important drive. You'd love to get this back to a one-score game if you can, and that's good work there to get some yardage here and pick up the first down.
On the toss, they run wide side with McCaffrey. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. Here's 2nd and 10. Purdy looking to throw.
They'll set up the screen to McCaffrey.
Finding room at midfield.
And he's going to get this into enemy territory at the 45. The Niners have the first down on a gain of 11.
They ran that one well, and not only did they pick up a nice chunk of yardage on the screen, they sent a message to the defense. Rush the passer all you want, but you better be careful. We can hit you going back the other direction.
From the shotgun to McCaffrey. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle, and oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
That's another 49er first down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Back to throw, Purdy.
Throw left side, McCaffrey's got it. They'll get 4 there out of the screen, and it's 2nd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
27-yard line.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd and 6. Now Purdy.
Complete to the tight end, Kittle, over the middle of the field. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A good pickup there, 21 yards.
1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
He's certainly done a nice job spreading the field on this drive, and here he finds his big tight end for good yardage. And that's what you have to do. Keep defenses guessing about where you're going to go with the football.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco.
Christian McCaffrey
with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half.
And the 49ers have got it back to within a score. So his strong first half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack, and you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And this is up and good to make it a 17-14 game.
Bears 17.
So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And the last play on the drive, the touchdown run from Christian McCaffrey. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Well, let's shine the spotlight on the former Georgia Bulldog, DeAndre Swift, who's set to begin this next drive. And it may just be the second quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books. But it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
They go back to the ground, this time Swift.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield.
84 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in this first half.
Good yardage there on first down, exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, you're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down play.
They'll run here with Monangai.
And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46.
4 yards the pickup, first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 46. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
On play action, here's Williams. Looks for the route, and it's complete to Kmet. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 27-yard line. A gain there of 21 yards.
A gain of 21 yards. First down, Bears.
Nice play call, a little bit of play action right there. If you can get those linebackers to freeze for just a split second, that's usually all the room you need in order to get it to your tight end.
On the ground, it's Monangai.
He's able to get 6. A nice pickup down to the 21.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
2nd down and 4. Working out of the gun, Williams. Over the middle, and that's caught by Kmet.
And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his fifth catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. Here it's 3rd and 2. To throw, it's Williams. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he will have the Bears first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2.
Well, they've certainly done a nice job spreading the ball around on this drive. This time he gets it out to his back, and it's another nice play and another first down. They've got the defense on their heels a little bit. They're reacting instead of being aggressive and making plays.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears.
Luther Burden from 10 yards out. And the Bears are able to stretch out their lead. Well, on that connection, it looked like they maybe had some pre-play communication. Maybe one of them noticed an area that was open in the defense to get the pass to.
When you put the time in, sometimes you have that great silent communication that you just noticed right there, because the best quarterback-receiver combos in the NFL, they know how to make those adjustments at the line of scrimmage when they see something pre-play, and they got it done there.
Now the point after try for Santos. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. That time a 9-play drive. And it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. San Francisco's offense returns to the field.
They're down now 24-14. Work to do as they come up on a 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together.
And he'll start by handing this off to McCaffrey.
And he is going to lose yardage here. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards.
Here's Purdy.
Connects with Kittle underneath. And he'll be out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
3rd and 9 here. Shotgun now with Purdy. He'll try and do this himself. And that'll be incomplete with the penalty marker down as well. And I think he was beyond the line of scrimmage when that ball left his hand. So since that last play got nothing, they'll go ahead and decline the penalty. And that forces a 4th down situation.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. Taken from just outside the 30. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42. And that will come the offense as they take over.
Well, let's shine the spotlight on the former Georgia Bulldog, DeAndre Swift, who's set to begin this next drive.
He's been good. His guys are winning. So far, the recipe working here in the 2nd quarter.
He doesn't like to just tote the rock. He wants to carry his team on his back. And that's what he's done throughout this game.
Yeah, he's done that. He'll be hoping to continue that trend.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at their 48-yard line.
Now 2nd and 3. To the air, Williams.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Here's the big guy.
And boy, he is very close to a 1st down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
They tried their best to pick up that 3rd and 1, but their surge wasn't enough to counteract what came back at them from the defensive side, was it?
Offensive line, especially in the middle, looked like they were on skates a little bit when that one started.
So now we bring up 4th and inches. This will be a critical call.
The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches. Oh, they go with a tight end carry. And he will have the 1st down as he gets this to the 47. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down.
4th and short, they had the ball right at the midfield stripe. Was curious what they were going to do. Turns out going for it, the good play.
Reminded me of a conversation we had yesterday before this game where you said, you know, it's interesting about the NFL nowadays. Oftentimes in short yardage situations, they throw the ball. In the old days, they would run it. That was an old school call right there.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
I don't care what the emphasis is in the NFL at any given time. Every defense is still going to say their #1 goal every game is stop the run. And right now, they're not doing that, and that really chips away at your confidence.
Running is Monangai.
And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
Here's Williams. He'll get that complete to his tight end Kmet. And he will have the Bears first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
That's good for a Bears first down.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the first down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
Yeah, they're right there in that middle ground, field goal range, punt, go for it. But as you said, they picked it up.
It was a short one caught by Loveland.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up 2nd down.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
2nd quarter action with 1:59 remaining.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's another Bears first down. 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Open man is Kmet, the tight end.
The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the Niners' 4-yard line.
Pass to the right side, caught by Burden.
Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal.
They'll run Monangai.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago.
It's a 1-yard touchdown run.
And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead. 2nd effort there. He was determined to find pay dirt, and he did.
I think that's a great example of what coaches talk about, a back that runs behind his pads, and he uses pads to get him into the end zone.
Santos now to add the PAT. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. So that drive spans 13 plays. And the end result is a Bears touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And he takes this near the 25. Just a little pass there. Call it the 26.
And San Francisco gets set to go here.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated. And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
It's easy to see when we review this that the ball needs to come out quicker, because if you don't throw it right on the break, you bring a crowd of people into the equation.
And that's why it got knocked away there.
Purdy now to throw.
And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. Now the veteran Thomas Morstead on to punt it away. Control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half.
The Bears offense and Caleb Williams set to go to work once more.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room.
Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside.
At the 38-yard line.
Second down and 3.
Back to throw. Williams. And he'll be brought down right at the 45-yard line. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
From the gun, here's Williams. And that's to the left sideline and incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time.
Now a 2nd and 10. To throw, Williams. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it.
And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
So halftime now here on Sunday night primetime. Let's get it to Scott Hansen in Orlando with our halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much. Welcome in, everyone, to the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you for a quick recap of the first half, which has been strongly one-sided. This is heading towards blowout territory unless they can come from behind and get themselves a victory. Let's find out what happens in the second half. Let's go back out to the commentary team, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Scott, thanks very much. And we welcome all of you back here on EA Sports for quarter number 3. The 49ers going to have the football and trailing on the scoreboard as we get back underway on EA Sports.
And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The 49er offense set to go to begin quarter number 3. And you have to think, Charles, down 3 scores already. They need to play an almost perfect second half to have a solid chance.
And that absolutely starts with finding some way to put together a touchdown drive here. They need to be smart, fast, efficient, get the ball to the end zone, and do it again multiple times in order to have a chance to win this game.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
McCaffrey on the counter. And, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Throwing here, Purdy. Open man is born. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Purdy will set up to throw it here. That's into the hands of Pearson on the right side. Down the sideline he goes. And finally down at the 9-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
We know play callers can be very creative in this game today, but sometimes when they've got receivers with speed like this, they don't need to design incredibly complex calls. Sometimes it's just get the ball in his hands and let him do his thing. In a sense, less can become more.
Montez Sweat. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, they took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, it still definitely hurts.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Purdy. That's over the middle and caught by Pearsall. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal.
It's now 3rd and goal.
Looking to throw. Purdy. Out right to Bourne. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield.
A 25-yard attempt.
This is up and good from Pinheiro. And that will close the gap down to 14. So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off the lead.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need him to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. Looking to put a drive together. Throwing is Williams. Now he'll tuck this and run. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
It's a gain of 31 yards. And the Bears 1st down.
Well, that turned out better than most of the passes he could have thrown on that snap. The coverage downfield was excellent, but the containment close to home, left him a backdoor escape, and they paid dearly for not locking up.
So from inside Niner territory now, this is 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22. 45 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now.
So they go pass, now they go run, and 2 plays resulting in really nice pickups.
Certainly sounds like a 50-50 deal, doesn't it? Sounds like great balance. Well, you know what all those coaches have told us over the years, Brandon, that balance is? It means doing what you want to when you want to. That play call is working very well for them right now.
Will go down as a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down.
And 4 at the 49ers 16-yard line.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal.
That's another Bears first down.
A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Touchdown, Bears!
Kyle Monangai. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Bears have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns.
I think it's easy to say mission accomplished on that drive. The goal was to increase the lead. They did exactly that.
Now the point after try for Santos. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago.
Santos.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. The Niners set to take over on offense. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's pretty easy to overlook the fullback when you're making your assignments defensively in the pass coverage game, but in this case, they made them pay for that oversight and picks up a nice gain.
Shotgun handoff there to McCaffrey. And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
He's tackled at the
that ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
And give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
Purdy looking to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Niners first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert there on 3rd and 1.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the first. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
Second down, right back to McCaffrey.
And this time they were ready for as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
Taken down.
No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1.
Brings up 3rd.
His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
Only a yard there on the keeper, but that's all he needed. 1st down.
Well, they pick it up on 3rd and 1 on the quarterback sneak, and that's not easily done because there are extra bodies in there on the defensive side, and they're moving forward at the snap.
Yeah, I was certainly expecting a handoff, weren't you?
Yeah, I totally was. I thought they'd go with a back, maybe try and get a lead blocker in front. But as you talk about in different games, those guys with confidence in their offensive line, they just want to move forward and get it.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
And 10.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
Looking for the out route. He's got it. Complete to Kittle. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. 18 yards, 1st down Niners.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Well, and this one may need to go back to the drawing board. He's going to be swallowed up right away.
A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
That's the danger, Charles, of running plays like this for your wide receiver. They can hit big or they can be duds.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that because if they're forced to try and go around defenders behind the line of scrimmage, sometimes you can give yardage in order to gain it. But in this case, they gave yardage and didn't get it back.
So the completion good for 7 there. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Back to throw, Purdy. He'll try and do this himself.
And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Bears 21. 12 yards on 3rd down as the drive rolls on.
There he goes, and for good reason. Running with it has paid dividends earlier in this game and earlier on this drive. And until they prove they can stop him, I don't think he's going to be shy about continuing to run for 1st downs instead of airing it out.
McCaffrey running up the middle. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8.
51 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Now Purdy.
Man, and he hits him in stride.
And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and goal at the Bears' 3-yard line.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Back to throw. Purdy. Did he get the feet down? Yes. Touchdown.
Jerome Jennings.
A 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Niners are able to cut into that deficit.
And they use that height on the outside to get the score.
We've seen the evolution of the wide receivers. They've gotten taller and taller, but they've retained their quickness and their speed. It's a lethal combination.
Always good to have wide receivers with height. Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And the lead will be cut down to 14.
Makes the score.
That one was an extended drive. 14 plays all told. And the end result for the 49ers, a touchdown. after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Chicago offense set to get started. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Looking to throw is Williams. Now he's going to step up and run. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a 1st.
Remember, Brandon, he ran for a touchdown earlier, so his decision to go ahead and tuck it and go again turned out to be a wise one.
And the decision is what is important here. He has made some good decisions on when to tuck it and go. There's a short one caught by Loveland. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there. It's another 1st down as this time they get an even 20.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33.
He's taken down.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a 1st down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. Oh, nice move. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. That one 28 yards on the ground. He showed his shiftiness and his explosion to take him all the way down near the goal line.
Love that description, and it creates momentum. Maybe you hand it to him again since he's got it going, or do you fake it to him and throw it to a teammate? Right now, the options are wide open.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Well, throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete.
And that could have been the lifeline they needed. This is a play that could have been made. Instead, it's just going to fall incomplete.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. They'll look to throw for it with Williams.
Now they go screen. It's complete. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Only 2 on the screen pass there, and it'll be 4th down.
There's another example that playing football isn't strictly being physical. You've got to think as well. Nice job reading his keys by the linebacker and going out in the open space when they dumped it to the back. He was able to make the play and stop him short of the goal line.
On 4th down, here's Williams. That's to Moore, and he's got it. Touchdown, Bears.
A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Bears take a chance, but they find pay dirt on 4th and goal. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Santos now to add the PAT. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. So that one an 8-play drive. It spans 75 yards.
And it concludes with a touchdown reception by DJ Moore.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. The Niners offense and Brock Purdy getting ready for this next possession. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here.
Throwing to start the drive. Purdy. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
This is what they're going to need more of. It's the third quarter. You're trailing. You've got to come out with a renewed sense of purpose, and that's a nice way to kick off the drive with good yardage and a first down.
We got it. Let's score on these guys, man.
Purdy from the gun. And he'll let this go deep for Bourne.
That's caught inside the 20. And he takes this thing way down into Chicago territory. A big play there for the Niners. 44 yards.
First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Well, this game has certainly had no shortage of offense. Both teams have been revved up from the start. And here's yet another big play. Boy, both defenses have just got to be dragging out there because they've been run ragged throughout.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And it's caught. Touchdown. George Kittle, a 16-yard touchdown. And the 49ers are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third.
As a general rule, quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, it was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And the lead will be cut down to 14. Scoring summary, 3-play drive.
And it all ends with a George Kittle touchdown.
Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. Well, now how about this return? And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. Their lead down from 21 to 14, but still sitting in a great spot. Up 2 scores here in the third quarter. Play action. Now Williams. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A good pickup, 17 yards and a Bear first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
To throw, it's Williams.
And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this third quarter of play. Back now here in Santa Clara. It's Bears football here. They also have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4.
To the air, Williams.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be third and less than a yard.
The passing game continues to be their friend. Even with a stable lead here in the fourth, Charles, they're going back to that well.
Yeah, with their overall philosophy, you know that they trust their quarterback. He's been able to throw it well. They continue to throw these safe passes. Who can blame them?
And it'll be touchdown here, but not before he does pick up the first. 2 yards is the pickup, and the Bears are going to get a first.
There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. He'll be hit down at the 43, 5 yards on the play.
I know the game's not over, but there's got to be a sense of satisfaction right now for the guy carrying the football a bunch today. 99 yards, and he has enough time to go over the century mark.
Well, you got to give it to him again, right?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. You're not worried about losing yardage here. You're not worried about any of that. You just want to get him to the promised land for every runner. 100 yards or more in a game.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of 4. Now 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage.
Here's Williams. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 19. It's a gain of 19 down to the 19, and it's a 1st down.
Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
2nd and 9 now.
That's complete right side to Komet.
So the completion gets him just a yard. 3rd and 7 now.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Now this drive, they're 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions, but they need 7 yards here. Looking to throw. Williams.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And the Bears are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Bears, 1st down. 1st and goal.
But when you're up by 2 scores in the 4th quarter and you're going to throw the football, expect to see a lot of man coverage because usually what comes along with man coverage is pressure. So if you're a play caller and you want to keep throwing the football, that's fine. Just make sure your offensive line understands they're going to get additional guys running at the quarterback.
A loss of 2 there, 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. The quick slant cut. Touchdown, Bears. Luther Burden with his 2nd touchdown of the night.
And the Bears have put this one to bed here in the 4th quarter. Well, I've heard you use the term put-away drive, and that right there seemed like the definition of a put-away drive.
Yeah, it certainly just pops right up out of the book, doesn't it? Because up 2 scores already, just wanted to possess the football, keep converting and picking up 1st downs. And if the drive ends in 3 points, that's terrific. If it ends in a touchdown, fantastic.
Now the point after try for Santos. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And the end result is a Bears touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
Out on the field now, here come the 49ers.
We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately, The second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Well, we always talk about good down and distance, allowing offenses to expand their playbook. Well, 2nd and 2, that means your playbook's wide open. You can run just about anything. But a lot of times, the play caller, he just looks down at his sheet, sees the short yardage runs, and goes to one of those.
Here's Purdy. That's complete to Pearson. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. The catch and run there, good for 16 and a first.
That's another 49er first down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
A handoff left, McCaffrey. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's 3rd down.
Part of the thinking when you bring in extra tight ends, you're hoping that each of your guys gets those one-on-one blocks and creates a crease for your runner. You know what the converse is, though? You've got to win those one-on-one blocks, and when you don't, that's the result you end up with.
Purdy now to throw. Pass to the sideline and pulled in. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 32-yard line.
49er first down. 1st and 10.
A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32.
Throwing here, Purdy.
And he'll dump this off to his running back, McCaffrey. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves him with 3rd and 9 looming.
3rd down and 9.
Purdy will set up to throw it here.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Niners go for it, but it doesn't work out. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th, and we've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
They'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Good gain there on first down, and keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. And this will be a Bears first down as the tackle made at about the 43-yard line. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score. Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
The coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Well, fourth quarter with a 3-score lead here, Charles, but they're still going back to the air and looking for more points.
Well, with this game well in hand, it's an opportunity for the guys to come off the bench and get a chance to play. And a lot of coaches, they want to run their full playbook no matter who's on the field.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. To throw, Williams. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 26. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the fourth, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
Off the play fake, it's Williams. That is incomplete.
Partner, you and I have struggled with this for years. You've got the lead. Just take care of the football and burn some of that clock. But there's something to be said for not taking your foot off the gas as well, because you can never have too big of a cushion. That one, though, falls incomplete.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. On play action, here's Williams. That's going to be caught. Touchdown. Cole Kmet, 26 yards. And the Bears have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here in the fourth. So add another one into the touchdown column. What a game. That is now 6 touchdown passes for him so far in this one. Santos now to add the PAT. And that'll increase their lead to 28. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it was all capped off by Cole Kmet with a touchdown catch. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And a great return, solid field position. He's up all the way to the 45-yard line.
At their own 45-yard line.
The 49ers getting set to trot out there.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, it's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnelled. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Another run with McCaffrey on second down.
And he's taken down at the 50 after a short gain of 2.
Oh, boy, Christian McCaffrey shaken up, so hold everything here as they're going to take a look at him. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have a 49ers first down as he's able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 5.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on 3rd down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
Purdy off the play fake.
And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Back to throw, Purdy. Looking for the out route. He's got it. Complete to Kittle.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30.
That'll put him at 77 yards receiving for the ball game. It's a first down.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge, whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end, in the direction they want to run the football? If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2.
Purdy. He's got his target. That's complete.
And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown.
Ricky Pearsall.
An 18-yard touchdown grab.
And the 49ers get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit.
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And that'll cut the lead back now to 21. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it's polished off by a touchdown for San Francisco. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the hands team does its job. They're able to secure it. The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he has been masterful so far in leading this offense. He's kept the mistakes to a minimum. He's been on point with his passes, and he's generally been one step ahead of this defense all game long.
Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. 1 yard and now no yards. Have him looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Looking to throw is Williams. That is caught.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's good for a Bears first down. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
Let's just call it as we just saw it right there, a breakdown defensively. Seems like no one went with the tight end, and no one really did. Had all sorts of space in the middle of the field. Yeah, everyone else was covered, but he was not. Big play results.
Well, partner, under the lights in primetime, this offense, they gave the nation quite a show, putting up that many points to come away with what will certainly be a memorable win for them.
And, Brandon, I think it's as simple as this. Some players, some teams, they're just meant for the big stage. And when they get a chance to play in this type of atmosphere where all eyes are on them and all the lights are shining brightly, they show up and they show out.
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say good night from Silicon Valley.